The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Jesse Holley, Kurt Daniels, and Nate Newton.
Victory Monday is here. Yeah. Even though I was wrong, I can still be happy and celebrate Victory Monday.
Yes.
That is a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside the winning Dallas Cowboys Ford Center, where the high today is 87. What a beautiful, marvelous, absolutely great day it is. Right now, it is currently 85 degrees. He is the three-time Super Bowl champion, Nate Newton. He is the senior editor for DallasCowboys.com, Kurt Daniels. I am the below-average Jesse Holley, who's gotten his voice back slightly. Together, we are hanging with the boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak, and I am super excited to be here today. This segment is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Give me my ding. There we go.
There we go.
All right, here we go. Pay those bills right there. What's up, fellas? We're here. It's Monday. The Cowboys win another victory.
Feeling good.
Go on the road at SoFi in Los Angeles and beat the LA Rams. This defense has done it again. It has done it again. It has stepped up and carried this team to victory. What was the final score again here, Kurt?
22-10.
22-10.
Yep.
For the fifth time this season, this Cowboys defense has not allowed a team to score more than 20 points in a football game.
I don't think they've even allowed more than one touchdown by the offense per game. So,
Woo.
yes.
And yesterday you had contributions from all across the board. You had Dorrance Armstrong, who created a sack fumble picked up by Tank Lawrence, who runs it in for a touchdown. Then you follow that up by another Dorrance Armstrong play. He blocks a punt. This is his second block kick of the year. He also blocked a field goal earlier in the year and a block punt. I think he blocked a field goal to a punt last year as well.
Yeah.
And so, and then at that point in time, you're just saying, hey, guys, let's get one more score. We should be good. And you get that score from Tony Pollard. He scampers for a 57-yard run on his second touch of the football game, and everything else was signed, sealed, and delivered by the Cowboys defense. Kurt,
yes.
How did you feel about this performance from this Cowboys team as a whole? You can pick a side. I don't care what side you want to go to, but how did you feel about this Cowboys win yesterday against the LA Rams?
Oh, it was impressive. Even the defense was better than I expected. I knew they'd be okay, but I thought in the end that Stafford and some of the weapons they have, they just had more experience. Maybe they'd find a way to pull it out. But, man, that defense just never gave them a chance. They smothered them. And the offense they did what they had to do, I was glad to see them run the ball more. They played it, as Nate always talks about, they played it to the defense. They went that direction. It was just what the doctor ordered. Just
all right, Nate.
Awesome.
Okay, Nate.
Hadn't said a word yet.
Here we go. You ready? I'll give it to you. Here we go. The Cowboys ran the football yesterday a total of 34 times.
Isn't that too much?
Zeke Elliott had 22 carries for 78 yards. It's 3.5 yards a carry.
Wow.
Tony Pollard, of course.
Really? Did he have that many carries?
He did. Tony Pollard had 8 carries for 86 yards. That's a 10.8 yard
Wow. Why didn't
average.
Pollard have more carries?
You're the expert here.
No,
You're the running back expert here. Yesterday, also in this game, the Cowboys won this game with Cooper Rush only having 16 completions.
16 pass attempts.
16 pass attempts, 10 completions, and not a running back and or tight end was a part of either of those completions. Yeah. So they won a football game yesterday, and a tight end or running back did not have a passing completion yesterday. So, Nate, here's your moment. Here's the floor. They ran the football yesterday. 34 times for 163 yards. For an
I
average of 4.8 yards a carry. Here's your moment.
I think back in 91, I want to say a 90, we won a game against Philadelphia up there where our quarterback had pedestrian stats. Our running back had like 25 carries for 78 yards. We broke it open with the special team return of Kevin Martin about 89 yards. But one thing that I've always tried to share with the fans, and I'm talking about some true hardcore football fanatics, two or three things has to happen, and Jimmy Johnson has always preached this. Oh, by the way, Super Bowl winning coach, Hall of Fame coach, has always preached. This is what we need to travel. We need defense, we need a running game, and we need for our special teams not to fall apart. Even though we gave up a fake, they got nothing off of it because they had too far to travel, and our defense was not going to break. It slightly bent, and it didn't break. So what I'm just trying to share with people, and I've said this, and Kurt, you heard me say this when this kid was drafted. I'm talking about Ezekiel Elliott.
Yep.
And I will repeat this again, and I probably will repeat it in another year if he's still a part of this organization. And it happened after the Steelers game when he broke a long run for a touchdown up there. I say, fellas, this kid here, it's not going to be the big 60 or 70-yard run. It's going to be when he tote that ball for 22 times or 30 times and have maybe 70 yards or 75 yards, and the way he's going to control the game from that point of view and the way he pick up blitzes. I say, this is where this kid is going to be valued at. Ezekiel Elliott gets a game ball for what he did. He kept this team in the game. He kept our defense. We was 30s. We was a minute from having split 30-30 time possession. You know, I don't want to get into it because I love how they use Pollard. They let Zeke for the first 2 or 3 series just pound these guys, go at these guys. And then all of a sudden, boom, you hit him with Tony Pollard. But they left him in there one too many plays on a blitz where the quarterback said, hey, we got this Mike backer out to this corner. The Mike backer just stepped to the left, or stepped to his left, and Tony stepped, and all of a sudden, number 10 just, felt like his back caved in.
That was a Jalen Ramsey cornerback blitz off the slot.
So I'm not saying Zeke wouldn't have done the same thing, but we know Zeke to be the better.
Yeah.
So
they're using him well now. I mean, as a combination, they're really using him.
And that's what I'm trying to tell people is you can't switch it around.
No.
Because you can't let Pollard go up in there and bang, 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 bang. Because Zeke,
you can't let Pollard do what?
Go up in there and get beat up. You know what I'm saying? Get massaged like they do for them Giants.
Oh, okay. You knew that was going to get brought up. You knew that was going to get brought up. Bang, 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 bang.
Hey, but my hat's off to Connor McGovern, who fought hard and diligent against a great player in Aaron Donald.
He was the one.
My hat's off to that rookie left tackle who did not give in after he got blowed by not once but twice. He continued to battle. And my hat's off to Kellen Moore, who refused to give up on the run. Mm-hmm. He knew after he saw what happened to Baby Boy at the left tackle spot, he's like, I can't turn this kid loose like that and ruin this kid like we did a kid several years ago.
I was going to ask you, did they change up how they were? Did they give him more help then?
Yeah, what it is, they redirected him because he was what he wasn't doing was setting back deep enough. He was trying to protect his inside, which that's where he had been vulnerable in other games. So he was trying to protect his inside, and he wasn't getting back deep enough. And Aaron was just coming, just like a track meet right off out of the outside, rush with an arm under. So he was just shooting like a bullet, and he didn't want to give up that inside. But, bruh, you got to dance, you got to dance, you got to dance. So he'll learn from this. Zeke redirected one time. They put a tight end over there. And I'm going to tell you something. These rookie tight ends, these young boy tight ends, I said number 86 was going to get 100 passes Because if I'm going to give you $10 million as a tight end, you better get healthy, homeboy. You better get healthy because these other kids they blocking, man. I'm just being honest. Now I'm gonna get quiet, Jesse, because
why are you gonna get quiet? This is
I'm gonna let you go, man. I'm gonna let you go.
You've been badgering
my
me.
Dredian brother.
You've been badgering
my Dredian
me.
brother.
You've been badgering me for weeks to talk about Zeke. We talk about Zeke. Yeah. We'll talk about Zeke. Now is the moment we talk about Zeke.
I've said what I had to say. I love, and see, the thing about it is, unlike most people, it ain't gotta be Tony or Zeke. They are one entity.
Yeah.
And they both got what they do well. One of them can take it from just a standstill, 0 to 90 in 2.3 seconds like a Maserati, and the other just like an old diesel. Just keep keep hitting right up on it. Well, keep running it now. I'm not going to say anything with Jessica.
That fourth quarter when they got that last field goal, they came out, they ran the ball 7 straight times.
Yeah.
And that, to me, I was just like, this is, ate up 5 half minutes of clock. I mean, it was a beautiful thing to see.
I think at that point in time, I was like, Kellen gets it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, he got it. Like he understood in that moment that we are going to impose our will, even if they know. And that's when I kind of felt like the ghost of Nate Newton. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like Nate Newton
Fat Zaddy.
somewhere, Big Zaddy. I said, Big Zaddy is sitting somewhere and he's looking at me and he's saying, "Yeah, Jess, you see that right there?" Because at that moment in time, that was what you wanted to do. Yeah. You get the ball back, and you had to eat up as much clock as you possibly could without passing the football. And they did that, and they were deliberate, they were physical, they were demonstrative, and that was like almost an identity-forming moment. It was like we're going to be down, dirty, and rugged, and we're going to just churn this thing out and get what we want, how we want, when we want to close out this football game. And to me, that's how you close out football games. When you're able to run the ball, when teams know you're going to run it 6, 7, 8 consecutive times in a row, and to pick up the yardage that you need to keep the chains moving, that is something that is that speaks volume across the league. And I'm mad because I cannot find this stat, and I had it and I don't know what I did with it.
What is it about?
But the Cowboys, when they rush the football 25 times or more, are undefeated. And that's like in the last years. And I don't know I don't know if I wrote it down. I don't know if I can't find where the stat is at. But the stat is when the Cowboys rush the football 25 times or more, they are undefeated. Yeah. Now that could be because they've passed the ball a lot early on and they just ran out into the game. But what you saw at the end of the game is how you finish a football game.
And that was, nearly every one of those runs was up the middle. I don't know where Donald was lined up. But,
right.
They were taking it right to him.
Yeah. And Jess, Kurt, all I'm saying is I don't want to hear from our coaching staff, people in our organization. I don't care about what the fans think. They have a right to think what they want. I don't want to just hear no more. And we're working towards this. Man, they were more physical than us. That's all I'm trying to work towards, is being as physical because this coming week, this is a fun week coming. And the most physical team gonna win this game. Believe that. Because they have the young, leggy Dak. And that kid that we picking
leggy?
He can run. He can run. He can run.
Right.
Jalen Hurts can run and will run and desires to run. So they got a running game. We know if we take away their running backs, we still got to deal with him.
Jalen Hurts, 19 rushing touchdowns in his first 25 games.
Yes.
Well, so he beat out Cam Newton.
So I'm just saying this is going to be a great game, which we're Wednesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Yep. But that's all I could think of during this game is we're going to find out who's most physical. And we can go into this game safely saying that we are trying to be a physical team.
Well, I think the side of the ball who is physical, that's the defense side of the ball. Yeah. We'll dig into that.
Is it the scheme or is it physical?
Defensively,
is it both? Yeah,
it's both. It's a mentality. They've decided We are going to be a physical bunch, and we're going to get after the quarterback. And so we'll talk more about this lovely, luxurious victory. Cowboys defeat the L.A. Rams 22-10 at SoFi Stadium yesterday, Sunday, 3:25. We'll talk more about that in the second half on the other side of this break.
We love you, Cooper Rush.
And we love you, Cooper Rush. This is Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
You're 10 complete.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Trying to show us.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys. Cowboys defeat the L.A. Rams. Cowboys defeat the L.A. Rams 22-10. What felt like, while it wasn't a away game on the schedule, I don't know if you guys heard this and not were watching the game, but it sounded as if the Cowboys were playing at home. There are times when, like, you'll watch the game copy and you'll see at the bottom it comes up flag, right? And you're like, all right, well, what happened? Yeah. And then you'll hear the crowd and you're thinking, oh, it has to be against us because the crowd is going crazy. And then they'll come back and they'll be like, oh, wait, that was our crowd. That was the Cowboys. So shout out to all of the Cowboys fans on the West Coast. And
yes, sir.
You know this. I know this. Kurt, you know this as well. When we travel to the West Coast, it's that Oxnard connection, that what's
Thousand
that?
Oaks connection. Yeah.
It's. I've played many games in Oakland. I played many games in San Diego when they were when they were there. San Francisco. When you go to the West Coast, Cowboy fans come out in numbers.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're overtaking the stadium, but you don't feel
45,
like you don't
45,
feel
55.
like you don't feel like when you go to Kansas City, you know you in Kansas City. When you go to Seattle, when you go to New Orleans, you know you in New Orleans. Yeah. You far away from home, Dorothy. But when you go to the West Coast Cowboy fans come out.
I thought maybe if they won that Super Bowl last year, it might even out some, but
sure
hadn't.
No. And the only place where when I played that it still wasn't Cowboy land, when you went into Oakland.
Oakland?
When you went to Oakland, you get threw up out of there.
But when you
they're
played,
nuts.
Oakland was a little bit better than when I played. They were still kind of in the dumps. So Cowboy fans had the opportunity to go out there and represent. And defensively, the Cowboys gave them something to cheer about. They were, man, this defense.
J. Lou.
Here's a quick stat. The only player in NFL that is top 3 in sacks, tackles for loss, and quarterback hits this season is
player?
Dallas Cowboys.
Micah Parsons.
Micah. Gotta be Micah. Huh?
Micah Parsons is the only player in the NFL that is top 3 in sacks, tackles for losses, and hits, and quarterback hits this season.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I've run out of words to say what this kid is, but he has injected an energy, an attitude, a way of life defensively that this defense has surely picked up on.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it across the board from Osa, from Armstrong, from Fowler. Sam Williams is
He
country
got something.
strong.
Yeah, he could be something.
He just got to stay mentally strong, man.
That
Grow.
Joker is and Tank. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But what Dan Quinn has figured out, and this is so key, and I keep going back.
Why you keep going back?
I keep going back to
Why
a
you keep
comment
going back?
that Richard Sherman made about Dan Quinn. Richard Sherman made a comment about Dan Quinn, and he said, the thing about Dan Quinn is not only is he a good defensive coordinator, he said, but he's going to put each player in the perfect position for their skill set to succeed. He said, now what you do once you're in that position is on you.
Yeah.
He said, but DQ is going to put you in the absolute perfect position to be successful. And we've begun to see that more and more this year with this Cowboys defense.
Man, I'm loving it. Just go ahead,
Yeah,
Jess.
it's
You
awesome.
doing it. Do your thing, Jess. You
I
rolling.
was impressed.
I see you in a good mental health place today. Go ahead.
Today is World Mental Health Day.
Right,
So
right.
we'll talk more about that in the third segment. I'm a big advocate of mental health.
Yeah.
But
Right.
and today, yes, my mental health is good today, Nate.
Bro, I mean, you rolling. I said what I had to say. It's over with,
it's
bro.
really
Go ahead.
good. It's
Kurt,
really
do you
good.
have anything you want to add to Jeff's?
Well, I
mean,
think you're right,
Jess's
and
deal?
I love what they're doing, what Quinn is doing with that defensive front. That's become such. I mean, that's where it all starts and ends,
Yes.
right there. And yesterday, I think it was 8 different players had at least 16 snaps on that defensive
Yes,
line,
yes.
and the most was Lawrence, and he only had 55% of the snaps, 36. So they're getting such production. They're so deep right now along that defensive line.
That's what she said.
Well, you know.
I'm going to tell you right here, man. I'm going to tell you right here. I'm going to tell you right here.
What are you going to tell us, Nate?
And all of these great things with this great victory, but I got to say this because I love this kid, and I think he got a lot going. I love both these kids because, I used to get, hug on them all the time. But I hate to bring this up.
Yeah, don't bring it up.
I'm going to bring it up.
Okay.
It's got to be said,
Okay.
Jess. Because, when I'm reprimanding my kids, I say, baby, I hate to put this thing on you, but Daddy going to have to.
Listen, spare the child,
Yeah.
spoil the rod. What
Yeah.
they say? Spare the rod, spoil the child.
CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. If you catch the small ball, instead of us being 5 for 15, we would have been 7 for 15 on third down. And we could have extended this thing. Y'all got to learn to catch the small ball. If you learn to catch the small ball, then your intermediate and deep balls become even more dangerous. You got to catch the small ball. I'm serious. You agree, disagree, Jazz, Kurt?
Oh, you got to catch them all, right?
Yeah,
You
gotta catch 'em all,
One
but-
a Gallup, especially, that could have been a pretty good.
Oh man, just think now you 7 for 15 instead of 5 for 15.
Mm-hmm.
You 33% or 30%. Now you right at 40, percent with 50, almost 50%. So the small balls have to be caught, and if you catch those, it opens up the longer routes, I believe. And maybe I'm wrong. Just help me out here.
Now we'll get back to the offense, but
Yeah.
I want to stay more.
Oh, you want to
defensive.
stay? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
yeah. I want to stay more defensive.
All right.
I wanna stay
All
more
right,
defensive.
Mike McCarthy. It stirs the drink. Okay, Mike.
Because the question that I have to ask you that Kurt put in the notes, because
Okay, we going by the notes.
I have it. We always go by the notes.
I'm just saying you
I-
go by the notes. Let me see the notes.
I've never won a championship in the National Football League.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not. Trust and believe
Probably
me.
remember that.
I would remember that, and you would not hear the end of it. But you have, Nate. Not only have you won one, not 2, but 3.
Yes.
Is this defense, from your experience, from what you've seen on your championship teams and to what you've witnessed throughout your time in the National Football League, first playing and covering it, is this defense a championship caliber defense? If the answer is yes, elaborate. If the answer is no, elaborate.
I think we got to get past the halfway point. We got to get past the halfway point because I got to know how much time they're on that field. Then I can give you, when we get past Thanksgiving, ask me that same question, and I'll have the answer for you. Because if our offense don't get much, much better, especially controlling the clock and getting a few more touchdowns, you can put your defense in a bad spot. It can be championship all it wants, but we'll never get to feel it because it reminds me of the 90, 91 Eagles. They had this same type of suffering defense that would just kill folks, but they didn't prosper because the offense wasn't worth it. And I'll give you another example. But the Bears had the same suffering defense, and they got to the Super Bowl, so they got all the glory. So I just wait. Give me halfway.
Okay.
Come back at that. Yes, sir.
And this
Thank
segment
you.
is brought to you by Blockchain. Blockchain.com.
I thought you was going to bring them in.
Who, Blockchain?
Blockchain. I thought you
Eventually,
was
we're going to get them in there.
Okay,
we're
all
going to get them in there.
You starting to sound like Shannon eventually. Yeah, we ain't seen our chicken or nothing. The dude done told
I got you.
I got the money, man.
I got
we ain't
you T-shirts so far.
No, where my chicken,
I've
man?
been in this seat for 2 weeks.
Where our
I got
chicken,
you
man?
T-shirts. I got to find time to get your chicken. I'm going to get your chicken. I'm going to get your chicken, all right? I'm going to get your chicken. Don't worry about it.
Not a chicken head, but some chicken.
I can get you one of them, too, if you know what I'm saying, for the right price.
Hey, the dude from the Giants think the same thing.
Oh, Lord.
We know this defense by the names of Diggs. We know this defense by the names of Parsons.
Yes.
And Tanks.
Yes.
But Kurt, the others are stepping up.
Okay, Shaq.
You see the Doris Armstrongs. You see the Malik Hookers with the interception.
Yeah,
We've seen Donovan Wilson have stepped up when
can't even take him off the field.
Malik Curse.
Yeah.
Malik Curse. When Jaron Curse was out. I mean, there are a number of others stepping up in this defense. Dan Quinn has found a good problem to have.
For sure. I just saw a tweet that Osa is like on Pro Football Focus. He's among like win rate or getting to the quarterback or something. Among interior linemen, he's second only to Donald. I mean,
wow.
I mean, it's just mentioned earlier. I mean, the depth on this team is crazy, and you're right. Quinn's got a nice problem to have.
And like, if you go back and you watch the way this game started, they open up the game, first series, strip, sack, fumble, touchdown. If you watch the very next series, they aren't the same guys on defense that lined up. It's a whole new group of guys. So think about the guys who started the game in one series, got a strip sack, fumble, touchdown, and then they put an entire new group in. And I think that's the biggest thing that's given this team such tremendous advantage is that at the end of the game, these guys are fresh.
Yeah. I would think, yes, keeping them fresh is big, obviously, but what too is that you're just showing the offensive line different looks? How big a part is that? Or are they pretty much going the same direction?
I mean, your calls aren't different. You're just calling the same plays with different people.
Okay, so
that gives you a different look. But I think it's the freshness.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, offensive linemen, unless they're hurt, play 100% of the snaps.
Right.
So when you get a guy who's coming in and in the fourth quarter, we talk about this game being a game of inches. And if I'm just a half a step fresher or faster than I am in the fourth than I was in the first, now I beat that gap, right? Yeah. I beat you. I'm the backside, but I beat you across your face, and now I'm running the back down. He has no cutback lane, tackle for loss. And when you watch that game, you saw the Rams were trying to get some running going, and it was tackle for loss, 12-yard game punt. Because that unit was fresh. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you look at a guy like Micah Parsons who came up gimpy in that game, what we assume is a groin injury. He talked about being a groin injury. And in Micah Parsons fashion, He says, hey, if I'm alive,
Yeah.
I'm good to go. As long as I'm alive, I'm good to go. But a groin injury for a guy who's built on speed, that ain't the greatest thing you want for a linebacker and a guy like Michael Parsons.
That can definitely linger. But, I mean, he's such a beast. It's just amazing. And that's got to kind of rub off on his teammates, right? Knowing he's hurting, but he's still sacking 2 guys.
Yeah. You know what's amazing, though, is you have to have the players. They got the players. They got the players. So you can rotate all you want. But you have to have the players that, number one, has the athletic ability to do what you're asking and have the mental capability to understand his responsibilities in all the positions they can be placed in. And that is the smart thing about this, is all of these guys got that mental capability to comprehend where they're supposed to be, where their help coming from.
Yeah.
And so that means some guys are doing some studying of films because they are being moved around. So you got to understand what's your assignment, where your help come from, and they're doing it. Like a lot of times, you got guys running around in that defensive backfield kind of open, but you got that so much heat coming, and you got the quarterback so frustrated that he don't see them all the time.
Yeah.
Who makes the decision of which linemen are going in at what time? Is that Quinn calling it down, or is it Dirt? He
just got sets. He got names, and so somebody gonna figure out what these names of these groups is. And you're gonna say that's the Cadillac group, or that's this group, or that's the Hot Rod. However, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so he got groups, and this is your group. Know your group name. So when they call your group name, see, none of these guys are on the sideline really sitting down. Now, you notice most of them guys kind of sitting on their edges, kind of, looking, because if they call that and you miss, you may miss a whole lot of series after that. Yeah. So, wow. That is sweet, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're sticking with that defense, dog.
I mean, this is the winning. I mean,
Do you think they're championship ready?
Better wait.
I'm going to tend to lean on the Nate Newton of just waiting a little bit more.
Yes.
Just seeing a little bit more. But it's make no mistake about it, this defense is really good.
Yeah.
And excuse me. And when your quarterback goes 10 for 16 for 100 yards passing, and you win
10 first downs.
Yeah.
And
we only had 11 back in 91.
You know what I'm saying? And you still win a football game against a team that you feel. I said this last week that this was going to be a litmus test for this defense. Can you overcome the eye candy, the misdirection that Sean McVay would give you? And they pass another test. And so I'll reserve my answer until the halfway point.
After Thanksgiving.
But I will say that this defense, if they can stay healthy, is marching toward the direction of being an elite championship-level defense. All right, we're going to take our final break. We're going to come on back.
So soon?
Yeah. This thing is rolling, man. We're actually a little bit behind in taking this break. But we're going to take our final break. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap this thing up for the day.
Wow, Jess.
You want to talk more, Zeke?
No, mental health, black mental health.
Yeah, we're going to talk all mental health, but black mental health as well.
Yeah, I want to do your black mental health.
Yes,
That's what I worry
thank you. I appreciate that. I always worry about my mental health.
It ain't the black man, it's the black Jess.
Stay right here with us, hanging with the boys.
Kurt, you black too.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys. The Cowboys are victorious. Victory Monday! They defeat the LA Rams 22-10 at SoFi Stadium, taking the Cowboys' record to 4-1. They have a showdown of showdowns next week. And I don't think anyone would have thought 5 weeks ago that when this game in week 6 between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys, that this would be a very tantalizing game.
Yeah.
I don't think people would have thought that the Eagles would be 5. Stop.
Hold up.
Stop.
I have a right to say what I need to say, right?
Okay. Yes, please.
I agree with you 100%.
Okay. Okay. I thought you were about to be like, oh, well, I said.
I think very few would have thought we'd be at this record with Dak, much less.
I don't know what people would think less that the Eagles would be 5-0 or we would be 4-1 without Dak Prescott.
Right.
I think both of those are but that's football, right? Football is she's a crazy lady,
what was
man.
that tweet you put out about twisting girl and all that? And
twist and turn, and she'll take you on this. She have you horny, tantalizing ride, man. You got to just enjoy it, man. You got to just
send out a shout out to the pastor saying you need a little help there.
I always need help from the pastor, man. Oh, I also got to give a late birthday shout out to my boy Devin. He turned it. I sound like you, Nate. He turned 30 something on Saturday. I missed his shout out last week.
See why Shannon left.
So Dev, happy birthday to you. This segment is brought to you by Sip and Stroll. Mark your calendar for this fall Sip and Stroll in the Star District on Wednesday, October 12th from 6 to 9 p.m. Guests will enjoy sips of over a dozen participating restaurants and shops while enjoying live music, exclusive promos, a limited edition tasting glass, and more. Get your tickets for $15 at thestardistrict.com. So get your sip and stroll on, man. Walk around this place and get your sip on. So, watching this game this Sunday and just seeing how Mike McCarthy, and this is difficult at times because there are so many egos that go into the game of football, both on the player side and on the coaching and personnel side. And I mean scouts, I mean front office. There are egos galore that roam through these buildings. But I got to give an extreme amount of credit to Mike McCarthy, to Kellen Moore, because they have figured out and they have realized this thing is no longer going to be one on our shoulders, at least until we get Dak Prescott back. Now, that may change when Dak comes back, but the approach to this game, and Kellen Moore has said this time and time again, he goes, I am a quarterback. I have to fight the urge to pass the football. And when you go up against a guy like Sean McVay, you always kind of even want to test your skills as a coordinator against a guy who people may deem as being the coordinator of all coordinators. Right. But for Mike McCarthy and for Kellen Moore to just say, listen, we're going to hand this football off and we're going to throw this thing 16 times.
Mm-hmm. Is that proof of McCarthy's influence, you think?
Yes. And I think that is a large portion of McCarthy coming in and saying, we will win football games now on the shoulders of our defense. Until we get our playmaker back, until we get our QB1 back, this is the formula in which we're going to take. We're going to take our time and we're going to try to what Nate has always been saying, let's win the time of possession offensively so that we're giving our defense an opportunity to properly rest. And because we've struggled so much on third downs throughout this season, let's not continue to put the ball in the air when, one, the clock is stopping, and then two, we're going quicker 3 and outs that way. Let's put the ball in our running backs' hands. Let's kind of wear these defenses down. Let's kind of eat up some of this clock. Let's see if we can't move the chains methodically. And if at the end of the day, you always want every possession to end in a kick. Either a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. And the way that this defense is playing, you're okay with either one of those 3 options. Yeah. Punting the ball away, kicking a field goal, which Brett Maher,
Money Maher,
say what you want about him. I don't know if we feel as shaky as we have done in the past about when it's come to kicking the football. He has been really, really good, leads his team in scoring, or kick an extra point. And so while they're not scoring touchdowns, they are getting a field goal, they are punting the ball away, and this team is winning football games defensively.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you hope that's a strategy they continue with. Dak will bring another element to the offense. That third down percentage would hopefully improve under him because of his arm. But this is a recipe for success that they need to continue no matter who's behind center.
Yes. Nate?
Man, I'm just happy we won. You know, y'all can say what you want as a fan. See, I'm not one of those fans. I don't do fantasy football, so I guess I'll never change. You know, I was telling the guy the other day, man, they didn't look good on offense. I said, we can work on that in practice, or we can improve in the next game. But we won this one. Sorry, I can't ride your pity party today. Sorry, I gotta go by. You know, for real. I want winning, because winning. It's 2 coaches I love to death, 3 really. Coach Landry, Coach Madden, and Coach Jimmy Johnson. They all thought the same way. Let's win this game, no matter how bad it looked, and we'll work on it in practice.
Yeah. You talked about last Thursday, Friday, where we talked about how the stars had to come out in L.A. Did you feel like Parsons obviously did. I guess Zeke did to his own way.
The thing, I get where you're going. And that's why I keep saying if CeeDee Lamb is going to be our number 1, which I think he's growing into that, you got to catch those small balls. That sideline deal where they do knocked it out at the last minute. Your hand should have been out there and you should have been strong. Yeah. You know, you got to make those, because I'm serious. Look at our third down situation. We was 5 for 15, I think. That 2 more, that gives us 40% almost, 45%. And that keeps us on the field, and that helps our defense. So you got to concentrate even more, you know, on every pass play, like you said. But we needed to keep the chains moving.
Do you like that? And I don't know if this is a Kellen Moore directive or the way Cooper Rush is doing, but, I mean, Dak could really spread the ball around. I mean, there'd be 8 different guys that caught passes. You know, of the 10 completions yesterday, 9 went to CD and Gallup. Of the 16 targets, 13 went to those 2. So, you know, it's almost in that Cooper Cup, you know, mentality that we're going to get our best guys the ball.
Well, also you had your tight ends stay in the block a lot.
Yeah.
So you kept your tight ends a lot in. You
had to do that.
Yeah, so they weren't doing a lot of 3. But I'm going to tell you like right here. See, you talking to a guy, I don't care. I don't care if 1 or 2 guys catch all the I don't. As long as we're being productive. You know, I ain't in that group where, hey, you spread it around. Right now, Aaron Rodgers saying is, my Lord, give me 1 receiver. Let's go catch this ball. Yeah. Come on, man. I don't care. You got a running back that can catch the ball. You got 2 running backs that can catch the ball. You know, we got 2. All our tight ends can catch. I think all of them can catch. But yesterday, you was playing – that dude number 99.
You just had max protection going on most of the
time. That dude number 99, make sure boy.
You kept that thing locked up. All right. We're out of here, man. But
we gone?
Yes, it's time
man,
to go.
Don't do. Hey, man, forget them dudes. They can't whoop us. This next group coming in.
They cannot whoop us.
They cannot whoop us, man.
That's fact.
You with us, bro?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Kurt with us. Kurt gonna ride.
Kurt said he gonna sing him to death.
But I would be remiss if I did not touch on this. Today is World Mental Health Awareness Day. And as someone who struggles and battles with mental health, I want to, and my shirt says Black mental health matters, and I'm not just advocating for Black mental health, but as a Black man who comes from an African-American community, it has been a stigma for a long time that if you deal with mental health or if you see a therapist and you're Black, that you're crazy. And that is far from the truth. God put therapists on this earth to help us. And for a long time, people have been against going to see therapists. I see a therapist. Shout out to my guy, Jay. He is wonderful. But if you're dealing with any sort of mental health, I want
Does
to.
Jay work for the Giants?
No, Jay doesn't work for the Giants.
Oh, my God. That's a whole nother kind of mental health there.
If you are someone who is dealing with mental health, I want to first tell you that I love you, that you matter, that you're cared about.
Yes.
That if you ever need anything, that you can always reach out to me via social media. If you know me personally, you can reach out to me. If you are someone who has someone in your family, friends, relative, whatever, that is dealing with mental health, listen more. Do not distance yourself away from them. Check on your friends. Be kinder, because you never understand or know what someone's going through. Wow. Encourage folks to ask for help. Even if you have to go with them for their first lesson, encourage them. Remove the stigma that mental health means that you're crazy. Tell people that they matter. Tell them that they're loved. Tell them that they're not alone. And if you're ever thinking about committing suicide, I want to tell you that your life here is far more important on this earth, alive, and it matters to people. But if you need to call someone, there is a number, 988. All you have to do is call or text the number 988, 24 hours, 365, and someone will be there to support you and to help you through the tough time that you're getting through. Again, every day is not going to be a good day, but it's a day that you are supposed to be here. So don't allow the worries of the world to weigh you down. It's okay. You're going to be okay. I love you. We love you. Hanging with the boys love you. I promise you, if you stop any one of us and you need a hug, we'll give you a hug. But be an advocate. Be someone that allows someone to lean on you in those tough times. Again, remind them that they matter. And if you ever have thoughts of taking your life, please dial 988 and get the help that you need, that you deserve, and that will keep you on this earth. Because I promise you, we much rather have you here to love on you and to be with you than we would to have your funeral service. So I wanted to get that out there. And anyone that is suffering from mental health, I love you. Jay Holly loves you, man. Zaddy loves you. Big Zaddy loves you. Medium Zaddy loves you. Zaddy loves you. We are always going to be here for you. All right? All right, cool. And that'll conclude today's show. Thank you to Nate. Thank you to Kurt.
Sure.
Thank you to Chris behind the scenes, Bro Will, for getting us up every single day. Audio Jazz, we appreciate you as well. Thank you so much. I love you. Eliminate the contingencies. World Mental Health Awareness Day. Cowboys win 22-10 over the Rams. We'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time. We out of here.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?